This video is brought to you by
Cool Green Clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. And if you in town, pull up on us. We're on the block with it at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you're not in town, go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way. And that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. In most cases, when two people decide to lock in with each other and be in a committed relationship, it's because they have some kind of love for the next person and want to see if they can build their foundation into something solid. With most couples in the beginning, things start off good. Your partner is on their best behavior and keep most of their issues to themselves. But as time goes on and the person opens up more, now you get to see who you are really dealing with. Whether they have past traumas, trust issues, mental health problems, for a lot of us, we love who we choose to love. And as long as they are a decent person and nothing too crazy is revealed, we will hold on to that person. Because a lot of us realize everybody is flawed. It's not a perfect individual walking this earth. But normal relationship problems and being in a toxic relationship is two different things. You got people that trauma bond. They might be together, but both are fighting addiction. So while they are caught up in that cycle of fighting that disease, they think being codependent to each other is real love. Or couples that might not have a substance addiction, but are addicted to making each other feel pain. Those are serial cheaters, the people who say they love you, but it's really hate in disguise. They really don't want to be in a relationship, but they are too selfish to let you move on and be happy without them. That's the couple that likes to argue, put hands on each other, play tick for tat games. You cheat, I cheat. But it's crazy to think that the people we say we love the most are the people we are most vulnerable to and can hurt you in a lot of different ways. Depending on the individual, some of those ways can be fatal. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing the case of a Baltimore rapper who took out his girlfriend and her sister in a cold and evil way. Back in 2020, 28-year-old Kamara Jeter was a young woman navigating life. Described as sweet, family-orientated, and just trying to figure out life. She had a younger sister who she was very close to, 21-year-old Leah Jeter. The two would often hang out together, ride through the city, and just vibe. Kamara, being in her prime and a pretty young lady, found herself on the dating scene in Baltimore. She was looking for love when eventually she ran across a man that she felt was everything she was looking for. He was at the time 28-year-old DeMonte Spencer. DeMonte, like many of us coming from certain environments, was trying to put his best play together and find a way to make a better life for him and his family. And for the man, he was doing that through music. An up-and-coming Baltimore rapper, he went by the name Sconey G. He made music about growing up in a city like Baltimore and all the pain and trauma it can bring, but also the camaraderie to his peoples and his neighborhood. The couple were together on a regular, and some say it seemed like they were looking into building a future. Around about Christmas time, December 20th, 2020, Kamara was with her little sister Leah when they pulled up on DeMonte. They ended up by Old Frederick Road in Southwest Baltimore. It was a quiet and cold evening, around 8:30 p.m., but that's when gunshots shook the block. Neighbors who heard commotion outside called BPD. They responded to the area to find a woman laying in the passenger seat of a gray Honda Accord with one leg hanging out the door. She was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Outside of the car was another woman laying on the ground, also shot multiple times. The woman in the passenger seat was unfortunately identified as Kamara, and the woman on the ground was her little sister Leah, and both women were pronounced gone at the scene. Police were left with little evidence to go on. Being in the height of the pandemic, only a face mask and a car. An autopsy on both women revealed Kamara was shot 3 times and Leah 7, but no one knew who would want the women gone. An older resident on the block told the news she was in shock someone would take the lives of 2 young women in such a cold way without thinking about their families. As days went by, police canvassed the neighborhood, asking did anybody see anything, but most people only heard the shots. One resident had a Ring camera and gave police footage. Not much was caught because of the way the camera faced the street. Only a portion of the car the 2 women were in, but the audio was clear. You heard a woman yelling, "You shot my sister. Really, you shot her," calling out a name while asking the questions. As she continued to yell, more shots went off. Then it got quiet. The name the woman said was Sconey, asking the question like, "Sconey, why? You shot my sister, why?" Police determined Kamara was shot first, and the person heard yelling was Leah, who was shot second, which made sense with her being outside of the car, implicating she jumped out when her sister was shot. Police was trying to find out who Sconey was, but most of the sister's family stated they stayed out their business because they were both grown, except for one close family member who told police Kamara was in a relationship with a man who went by Sconey, but they didn't know his real name. As months went by, police were trying to figure out who Sconey was. When they got a tip, he was an up-and-coming rapper with multiple videos on YouTube. As police investigated the channel, they were able to put a real name to the nickname and pointed to DeMonte as Sconey. They went to question the man, who denied any involvement in the slaying of his girlfriend and her sister. But a DNA match came back to the face mask that was found in the car for DeMonte. Also, a search of his phone records placed him on the scene at the time of the shooting. Months after the incident, DeMonte was taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of first-degree hit and weapon violations. As the case made its way to trial, his lawyer argued it was all speculation. The only thing that police had was a face mask his client's DNA was on, and which he stated made sense, being that he often was in the car with Kamara and she was his girlfriend. Plus, it was the height of the pandemic. But the state and prosecution pointed more towards the audio with Leah yelling, "Sconey, you shot her," asking the man why before more shots went off. They alleged Kamara had marks on her face like she was fighting, and that the couple got into an argument that turned physical. And that's when DeMonte shot. Then to cover up his tracks, he also shot Leah, who kept yelling. The state felt she was collateral damage. In the end, a jury found the state had proven his case, and DeMonte was found guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 45 years in prison. Rest in peace to Kamara and Leah. I send my prayers and condolences to their family. I'm not sure what happened in that car. Only the 3 people who were in there know. And unfortunately, 2 of them are not here to tell their sides of the story. It's unfortunate when relationships end like this. I often see pictures and videos of people before they are accused of committing whatever crime they were accused of. And they seem happy, smiling, living life. I wonder what makes an individual say forget all that, snap, crash out, and throw their freedom away. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to them young women. I definitely send my prayers to their family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.